I was hired to investigate my CEO's missing wife. The security footage proved she never left the house, but the truth was even more terrifying. I never thought one missing person case would end my career, or save someone else's life. I'm a private investigator, not the movie kind. Most of my cases involve cheating spouses, insurance fraud, or missing pets. 3 months ago, I received a call unlike anything I'd handled before. The caller introduced himself as Ethan Brooks, CEO of a billion-dollar tech company. His wife, Claire, had vanished 48 hours earlier. The police believed she'd run away. Ethan didn't. He offered me $100,000 to find her. I accepted. When I arrived at the mansion, everything felt wrong. Nothing was out of place. Claire's phone was on the kitchen counter. Her purse was still hanging by the door. Her car sat untouched in the garage. Even her favorite coffee mug was half full on the dining table. People don't disappear like that. The mansion had security cameras covering every entrance. I reviewed the footage. Claire entered the house at 6:12 p.m. She never appeared leaving. Every door, every window, nothing. It was as if she'd vanished into thin air. The police had already reviewed the same footage. They assumed there was a blind spot. I didn't. I watched every second again. Then I noticed something tiny. At exactly 7:43 p.m., one camera froze for 8 seconds. Only one camera. Every other camera continued recording normally. 8 seconds. Long enough to move someone. But where? I requested the original server files instead of the exported footage. The security company refused. That made me suspicious. I obtained a court order. The raw files revealed the first twist. The camera hadn't frozen. Someone had edited the exported footage. 8 seconds had been deliberately removed. The missing clip showed 2 security guards wheeling a large antique grandfather clock out of the library. The next frame showed the clock back in its original position. Impossible. Unless there were 2 identical clocks. I searched the library. The clock wasn't attached to the wall. It rolled. Behind it, a hidden elevator. The elevator led to an underground panic room. Inside, nobody. But there were signs someone had been there recently. Fresh water bottles, medicine, a blanket. Then I found a notebook, Claire's handwriting. The first page read, "If anyone besides Detective Mason finds this, I'm probably dead." I kept reading. Claire wasn't hiding from kidnappers. She was hiding from Ethan. For over a year, she'd secretly documented financial crimes involving his company. Bribery, illegal surveillance, money laundering. She planned to expose everything. She discovered Ethan had built the panic room years earlier. She hid there after realizing he knew she'd contacted federal investigators. But she couldn't stay forever. Food eventually ran out. The notebook ended abruptly. Then came the second twist. The panic room had another exit, a narrow maintenance tunnel leading outside the property. Claire escaped, but not before leaving me one final clue, a locker number. At the city's train station, inside the locker, a USB drive and a train ticket. The USB contained every piece of evidence Claire had collected, along with one video. She looked directly into the camera. "If you're watching this, it means I made it out. But Ethan will say I disappeared. He'll never admit I escaped." The police immediately reopened the investigation. Federal agents raided Ethan's offices 2 days later. He wasn't arrested for Claire's disappearance. He was arrested for financial crimes uncovered on the USB. Then came the biggest surprise. Claire wasn't dead. She was living under witness protection. She couldn't contact anyone until the investigation ended. 6 months later, I received a postcard. No return address, just one sentence. "Thank you for believing the evidence instead of the obvious." I framed that postcard because the easiest explanation isn't always the correct one. People still ask how I solved the case. It wasn't luck. It wasn't genius. It was one simple question. If someone wanted me to believe this story, what would they want me to stop looking at? Sometimes the biggest clue isn't what's missing. It's why someone wanted it missing. What would you have done after discovering the missing security footage had been edited? At what point would you have stopped trusting Ethan? Comment below what you think.